All righty. People ask me about my polo shirts. People ask me about my jeans. And I tell you, you know what? This is just my style. Then I met this amazing woman that's coming up next, and she said, no, that's not your style. I'm going to show you your style. Sondra Falk. I like to call her Sandy. I like to call her cousin because our families are from the same town. Sondra is here and she's changing my style. Hey, Sondra, you out there?
Yes. Hi.
How are you? How are you? How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You are so
I am
crazy.
fantastic. I am
Yes.
crazy, but we
You
already
are
know that.
fantastic. Yes.
How did you get into fashion? How
Oh
did
my
that happen?
oh my gosh. My mother was a fashion maven back in the day. And I went to a private Catholic school, so of course everybody wore uniforms. And the only thing that you could do different was, wear a different pair of shoes, but everybody looked the same. And I just told myself, when I get out of, grade school, high school, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. I'm gonna make my own clothes because I just don't want to look like everybody else.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you decided that you're just going to create your own clothes. Now, you don't just get up one day. My mother was a seamstress. That's a lot of hard work and it's very creative.
Yes.
What was the first thing you made? The
Okay.
very
So
first thing you made?
well, back in the day when you have, guests come, your parents always have, the good sheets that they're going to put on your bed and you have to sleep on the couch, right? So I got the bright idea that, well, you know what? I got needle and thread. So I took my mom's really good sheets and I ripped them up and I made myself this beautiful gown and I did a little fashion show in the living room for her and my dad. And my mom's like, well, that's really pretty. That's really nice. But where did you get that fabric from? I said, those were the guest sheets. Oh, I was in trouble for a long time. But she just
Mm.
thought that, here I have the wherewithal to like create something and find useful materials to make, a really cool gown. And I just told her, I said, hey, I need you to, let's go find a sewing machine or something. Cause I just love the fact that I could look at something and then just make it. I was very visual at a young
Wow.
age, like about 13. I started just looking at other people's clothes and I could go back to my house and find materials that I had lying around and I could make clothes. So, yeah.
The first thing I want to say is yes, behind me is a green screen and you see everybody's picture. That's what that is. Behind Sandy, or as we have to call her, Sondra, behind her, that is not a green screen. Okay. I'm going to just put her on full screen right
Oh
now.
my
That
god.
is not a green screen. Every piece behind you are pieces that you have designed, developed, and created, correct?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
So what's your specialty? I know you do wedding dresses,
I
but
do.
and you made my tux for a recent event on Silence Voices.
Yes, I
Um
did.
and everybody complimented me. They were shocked I was out of my jeans. I just want to put it out there. But what is your specialty? What do you love making?
I absolutely love to make dresses and anything cocktail evening wear. If I can put bells and whistles on it and make it look cohesive and beautiful and fluid, and the client loves it, that's what I love to do. I can't, like I told my intern earlier today, I can't do anything simple.
Well, then there's me, and she only stretches me out so far. I can only go so wild. I got to tell you. But if somebody's watching right now and they're going, she's talking to me. I just got my first sewing machine. I've always wanted to design clothes. How would you tell them to get started? What's the first step?
The first step, I mean, if you really love fashion and you want to become a fashion designer, take sewing classes because that'll be the real test if you're going to last through class because you'll sew something up. Your instructor will come to you and say, oh, this is incorrect, that's incorrect. And you have to take the whole thing apart and start over again. If you can live through that and not cry and have a meltdown, you'll be well on your way because it's very stressful to work so hard on something and then to have to tear the whole thing apart because it's ill fitting or the seams don't match or the if you use plaids or stripes and they don't match, you have to like undo it all and start all over again. So you have to give yourself a little pep talk to work through it. Yeah.
So when is it time? When did you know that, okay, I'm done just making clothes for myself, for my family. It's time for me to start a business. When did you know you had, your skills had gone to that level?
When I saw mahogany for the first time, Diana Ross,
Ooh, you're going
I
back. You're
I
not old enough to
knew.
know mahogany.
I know I am too. I am
You're
too.
going back.
I absolutely fell in love with this movie. And I said to myself, one day I'm going to make clothes for other people. They're going to love it. I'm going to, everything that I thought of, I'm going to put into my garments. I'm going to find the most, amazing trims that I can find. I would love to do fabric manipulation where you can change the fabric into something else and then people think that it's trim and it's not. It's something that you've just, manually, manipulated with the fabrication. So, yeah, when I went to,
Wow.
I took sewing all through high school. Then I went drove my sewing instructor crazy. I went to college, and I was instructed by the most amazing German teacher. She was very, 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 very hard on you, and because she wanted you to make clothes for people that they're going to love. She said, just because it looks good on the outside, it needs to feel good on the inside. And if you can turn your garment inside out and wear it on the street, then you've done something good for your customer. So,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So that's been my
That's
philosophy the whole time I've made clothes. I had no idea until 1996 that I was in act that the way that I sew and design and make clothes was actually couture. When I took a whole collection to a show in New York City, and one of the instructors, they turned the stuff inside out. It was like, "Do you make all of your clothes this way?" And I said, "Yes." He goes, "Oh, honey girl, this is couture. You didn't know that?" And I said, "No, I didn't actually." Yeah.
I love your stories. I come to your shop and listen to your stories. I just love your stories. Oh my goodness. See, they got me off track. Okay, back to the story at hand. If somebody is watching right now and they're going, okay, I love sewing. I totally agree with everything she said.
Mhm.
But do I need to go to college? Should I go to fashion school? Or can I just be self-taught and be out there?
You can be self-taught. There are a lot of wonderful, amazing self-taught designers. I've got a lot of colleagues that are self-taught. So it's, if you have a passion for something, but I'll tell you, being instructed, you'll learn some other tools that you won't learn being self-taught. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes perfect sense. And it applies to almost any industry,
exactly. Yeah.
almost any industry. It applies to almost any industry. So when you sit up and look at someone like me walking in the door,
Hmm.
you have this gift of seeing the best of them. Because when I walked in the door and you said, "Oh, this we're going this way and that way," and I said, "Oh no, we're not," and you said, "Yes, we are, and this is how this will work." When did you know you had that gift to just be able to see the best?
Well, because, I always look for the best in people, and everybody already has an innate fashion style. They just haven't found it yet. There are things about clothes that they like. There are things about styles that they like, but a lot of people have a hard time putting them together or seeing the combination that will be, you know, look best for them. And so, I've been working with clients for 30 something years. And it's, over time, you just have an innate sense to just pick up what the client is looking for. But listening is really where you get all the information. I listen after our conversations, I listen to your job, to your lifestyle, to the things that you like and what you do. So then I'm able to really hone in on what kind of fashion style to work with you on. Yeah.
What's the importance of, maybe you don't have a whole wardrobe,
Hmm.
that's custom designed by Sondra Falk. I would suggest you do. And people, I'm sure somebody somewhere, including my family members that are watching, going, wait a minute, what? Because I have never been that fashion person. My mother was, but that was
Right.
never me. And I totally agree. I have been taught by Sondra, this is what's going to happen. What would you tell somebody that is going, maybe I need to have a piece or just an outfit or something that is designed for me, what would you tell them?
I
Should
would,
they? Is it important?
it's very important because I tell people, most of my clients, I tell them to dress for your body now. Bodies change. My body's changed since, I got out of college, and there are things that I like that I really shouldn't wear. But I dress for the size of my body now because you can always take things in. Even if you go to the store and you buy something off of the rack, it's not going to fit you the way that you need it to fit. Everything really and truly needs to be tailored to your figure. Everybody's figure is completely different. So, and I tell people, if you looking, clothing is an investment. It's an investment in you. It's an investment in your future. It's an investment in your career. So I try to give clients longevity in the things that I make for them. I want their jackets to last 15 or 20 years. I want their dresses to be something that will be in style 10 or 12 years from now. I don't make trendy kind of clothes. I'm a classic kind of designer. I want you to be able to say, oh, I have this black tie event. I can go to the closet and I can pull this black dress that she made me. I can get this nice little jacket, evening jacket that she made me, and then throw that back to a great pair of shoes and a handbag and some jewelry, and you're set. So, starting out, you'll need like basic things. You'll need a basic dress. You'll need a basic pair of pants that fit your body type, your hips, your curves, make sure that they're long enough for you, a jacket and a skirt. And then you can take all of those pieces and intertwine them with everything else that's already in your closet.
We're reaching women from all over the world, from all ages. What's the right age group? I mean, are you in your 20s, your 30s? When should you start thinking about having quality in your closet?
When you get out of college and you're looking for that first job, you have 30 seconds to make a first impression to somebody. And, people in the world are very, very visual. And so, yes, they are going to look at you based on how you look, how you present yourself. So, you can invest in your wardrobe right out of college.
Crystal Richardson is listening. She's actually going to be coming up a little bit down the road. And she even says, dress for your body now. I love it. I love it. She's out there. She's applauding you too. I told you, cuz, you got this. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. If you were not a clothing designer, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't a clothing designer, I probably would have gone to culinary school because I love to cook. I love to cook. I get my passion for that from my mother. And yeah.
What's your favorite
Chef
meal to
Sondra.
cook?
What?
What's your favorite meal to cook?
I have a lot of favorite meals, but one of my favorite go-to dishes is a salmon dish that I make with shiitake mushrooms and sake. And then I make a killer mean asparagus shiitake risotto. So yeah.
Okay, so the next fitting's
to
at
come to
your
dinner
house. I got
sometime.
that. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the next fitting's at your house. I get that. Okay, I understand. No problem. I want to ask you about weddings because I know people usually when they think of a designer, they think of weddings. You also do fittings. You help alter if the things are too big or not long enough or too long or whatever. Is that something that you're open to and people can reach out to you for and say, hey, I just need help with my wedding?
I do. The clients that come to me are people that have gone out to bridal stores. They've tried on different silhouettes, different style of dresses with lace, and they have something visually in mind and they physically can't find it. So once they've done that, if they still can't find a dress, they come to me and then I can actually sketch whatever it is that they're looking for. I have a huge library full of laces and bridal fabrics, and we're able to create their dream dress. Yes.
And what if you just said create their dream dress? So you can actually create the dresses, not the tuxes, if I remember correctly, not the tuxes for the men.
Not tuxes for men. I can do tuxes for women. Tuxes for men will give me another heart attack. So yeah, I've done that once, been there, did it. I actually lived through it. I will never do that again. Yeah. Staying in my wheelhouse. Yes.
Staying in your wheelhouse.
Yes.
You are located in Las Vegas. Do you mind telling everybody how they can get in touch with you, where your shop is? Because you have a physical shop.
I do have a physical studio. This is just a little showroom back here, but there's actually a huge workroom in the back where we do all of our pattern making. We do all of the cut and sew. Everything is done here locally. Our studio is located at 7450 West Cheyenne, Suite 112, Las Vegas, Nevada. You can check us out on our website, www.sondrafalkcouture.com. And, you know, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer anything that I can.
Well, I thank you so much for coming on and hanging out. You guys already know, if you didn't catch it, go to Tigo Direct. Sondra's in there. Just go fill out the little box. It'll end up in her inbox and she'll reach out to you, because, you know, if she can get Tigo in a tuxedo that was custom made.
A few more things coming up for you too, lady.
I'm sorry?
I said there's a few more things coming up for you too.
Okay. Now that we said that, and before we close out, what does International Women's Day mean to you?
International Women's Day is it's remarkable for me to sit here in this chair to be celebrated with 20 other 8 amazing people that I have like watched and listened to throughout the day. You know, historically, women have been secondary to men, but what I love is the evolution of us. We are formidable. We are strong. We are entrepreneurial spirited, and, you know, we can accomplish anything that we put our mind to. So, you know, it's an amazing day to celebrate the power of us. Yes.
Well, I thank you, my friend. I thank you, my cousin, for coming on, and also for just changing my fashion life. I have a feeling I'll never forget the day I met Sondra Falk. You are the best.
Thank you so much for having me, Teresa. I really, really I just enjoy your whole entire spirit. Love everything about you.
Love you too. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll be in for the fitting, apparently.
Yes, you will. I'll be hunting you down.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.